Nedum's ruled Chelsea out. Okay, what needs to go right? What are the fixes that Tuchel needs to make for Chelsea to win the title? I mean, as improbable as it sounds, that things have to go wrong elsewhere, right? But just tell me, what are the things that, if you're Tuchel, what are 3 things that you say we need to be better in this situation? We need to fix this.
It's a good question. I think defensively, you think about that back 5, they had potentially only Thiago Silva is really the only one that would start, maybe Azpilicueta, so 2 out of 5, because otherwise, and Rudiger and Thiago Silva, because then Chilwell, Reece James, and potentially Christensen would be the other for the back 5, and Mendy in goal. So already you were with a lot of your starters in the back wrong. I think defensively they used to be more ruthless than they've been this season.
Also out, which I think we wouldn't have said this in the summer, but I think that's another option. I think
Although I think Malon did okay, and I'm obviously completely biased. Although at times Tuchel wanted him to play higher up, but Thiago Silva was the one saying let's stay a bit deep. I think Thiago played a little bit too deep in this game, to be fair.
But going forward, do you think of changing formation? Do you just focus on the Champions League?
I was amazed by the poor quality of Hakim Ziyech in this game. I mean, especially that ball in the first half for Lukaku that went literally in the corner flag, and by Pulisic. There's something about Pulisic. I think he's a very, very talented player. There's just something not happening for him. He keeps making the wrong decision on the ball. Either he's overthinking it all the time, or he feels there's too much pressure when he's on the ball to do something special. But there's not enough end product for what he brings. I don't know why Mount only played the last 10 minutes. He must have been injured, I would believe, not fit.
I'm tired. I don't know.
Tired. They have obviously data medical-wise that we don't have. That's the only way I could see. But I don't think they're too far from a really good run. It's just that compared to City, they lost twice against them, home and away, because City is just a better team than them every time they've been facing them this season.
See, I go back to this though, right? And because for me, the biggest thing is actually chemistry, right? So you came in, you had an impact by just tightening up the back and not conceding last season, right? But you want to be able to create chances to control games, and you have a whole bunch of outstanding players. Now at City, we see them with a whole bunch of outstanding players, and they come in, they go out, nothing changes. I think in part because those players, most of them, have been there a very long time, and Pep Guardiola's been there a very long time. That's not the case with Tuchel.
True.
So you can say, Jorginho, Kanté, Kovacic, 3 outstanding midfielders, right? Again, some people won't like it because they don't like Jorginho or whatever. But the point is they're also all very different. So whenever I change a combination, things change. You pointed out how they missed Jorginho in this game. Kovacic was on a great run. I can understand him not dropping Kovacic, right? Kanté brings different things to the table. Up front, I think it's even more obvious, right? You want to integrate Lukaku. Okay, fine. The guy gets injured, he gets COVID, he goes out for 2 months, he's not there. It's a whole revolving cast of characters.
No, definitely.
And it just becomes very, very different, whether it's Werner or Havertz or Pulisic or Ziyech or Mount. I mean,
but you saw a team.
Is this a thing? Is this a thing where you're not going to have the patterns of play because these guys are all different?
But also you've had a team like City, who again I think people in this country underestimate how amazing this team is, really. But they've been together more or less. Okay, Grealish has arrived in the summer, but more or less for 5 years with the same coach, with the same methodology all the time. And even when you block the half spaces, which they're very good at using, they still find another way of beating you anyway. Even without only 55% of possession, which is way below the usual 67 or 68 they have in the Premier League, they still beat you anyway. And for Chelsea, the coach has been there a year. There have been a lot of changes. There's a lot of players missing, which is not the case, by the way, at City. And they're still too good for you.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.